It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are up dead early on another fantastic Friday. We're so happy that you can join us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner, and a happy Friday to you.
To you! Even though we were here on Monday, I feel like, well, I was here Monday.
I know, we weren't here on Monday.
I know, right? But it feels like such a long time since you and I have graced the camera together to talk to our viewers, to the Bahamas, and the people out there. We hope you're doing well. It feels like it's been a long time, right?
It has been a long time, because I think I did the show previously without you.
Yes, I was
so
traveling.
we're reunited.
Reunited and it feels
So good.
It does feel good. It is a fantastic feel-good Friday, and we're so glad that you're going to join us. We have a great show for you today. We're going to hear all about revival in the city, and it's happening tomorrow night. We also got the Alphas in town, and they're talking about their Honors Day Convocation happening this weekend. And we're also going to talk to the Bahamas national beach soccer team about the CONCACAF beach soccer qualifiers coming up this month.
I wasn't going to mention it, but since you brought up that the Alphas are here, I have to shout out my favorite Alpha, being my husband, Drew. And this coming Sunday, we are celebrating our first year anniversary. So an early happy anniversary to Drew.
One lap of many, right?
Yes,
I love
one
it.
lap of Betty. We're also going to find out about International Jazz Day, which is actually tomorrow, and Biff is here to talk about their upcoming film festival. But first, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside, who's actually joining us by phone.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather at sunrise. First, let me wish Mark a happy birthday today, and also condolences go to the Rainman and his family. In your first look at weather at sunrise, we do have a high-pressure system that's building across the islands. We also have, across the extreme northwest Bahamas, a trough that's going to trigger off some showers and thunderstorms during the daytime. So your weather today, we're looking at some cloudy skies across the extreme northwest Bahamas, that's Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini, with some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms through the night. But for the remainder of the islands, we're looking at mostly sunny, bit breezy, very warm, and a slight chance of once passing showers. High temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. We're looking across the extreme northwest Bahamas again with some showers. That's Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, with a few patchy clouds over the remainder of the islands. The low temperature going down to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 87, 78. In Jamaica, 88 and 77. In Trinidad, 89, 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 88 and 72. Across North America, Atlanta, 74 and 55. In Boston, 57, 44. In Miami, 88 and 76. Dallas, Texas, 76 and 51. And Toronto, Canada, 55 and 45. The weekend, we're going to keep some of those clouds across the extreme northwest Bahamas, but for the most part, we're looking at partly sunny skies into Sunday. But we have a frontal boundary moves through Grand Bahama late Sunday evening, and that will create increased cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms across the area. Move across New Providence, Ilustra, Andros by Monday morning, increasing our cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms for that part. So looking at some clearing behind that front on Tuesday. But for the most part, those temperatures daytime will be in the upper 80s, at daytime mid-70s, at daytime ahead of that front. After frontal passes, those temperatures will be in the mid-80s at daytime and the lower 70s at nighttime. That's what's around me. First look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to the show.
Thank you, Godfrey. Clinton Minnis Global and Partners want you to attend Revival in the City happening this weekend. And here to talk to us about all of the details is Reverend Clinton Minnis, Chairman and CEO of Clinton Minnis Global. We have Reverend Claborn S. May, Senior Pastor of the Holly Spring Missionary Baptist. And we also have Dr. Janice Landry-May. She's a Christian Education Director, Mission President, and Deaconess at the Holly Spring Missionary Baptist Church. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
That was a lot of intros, right? But we're glad that you're here. Everybody's feeling so divine this morning. Just feel the divinity in the studio. So thank you all for being here with us dead early. We're talking about revival in the city. And so, Reverend Minnis, tell me, what are the events that have been going on this week?
Well, thank you so much. It's Good morning, Bahamas. Good to be here. And we want to thank God for a vision that came from 2014 in a music project and was released in 2016 as a music project. But now there's a mobilization of revival in the city. In other words, we're not just listening and hearing, we're doing. And so therefore, what we've had over the past week, we've had an evangelism and missions training where we had 8 pastors, 14 churches, 42 attendees in the Rock Crusher Road area. 15 persons were saved. And that's last Saturday, the 22nd. On the 24th, we had an invasion of downtown. We mapped out the city of Nassau, and we went through every nook and cranny in Nassau and prayed downtown. The parliament was in session. 3 people got saved while we were walking through the city. God is moving. And so what we have also been doing is on every Wednesday, Canon Sebastian Campbell and the Princess Margaret Hospital, they gave us access to the chaplaincy. And so we were able to move through the wards. This is the 4th week, and so, which is a climaxing week for revival in the city. And so what has happened is God has given us access to do what the song said from 2014 is now being manifested. And we've been, for example, into the schools. We went into Yellow Elder. We were praying with Apostle Raymond Wells and Diana Francis. At T.A. Thompson, there was just a murder of a student there and her mother. And so we went to claim the territories of T.A. Thompson. Today, we go to C.C. Sweeting. And also, when we leave here, we head to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Wow. So the church would not be seen as those who just talking.
No, man, you're doing, right?
Yeah, we were doing. And so that's what revival in the city is bringing forth. And I would speak further to the climax. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. The events you're talking about and going to where the people are.
Right.
Bringing the message to the people where they're at. It's so important. And like you said, you're claiming the space, covering that space with prayer and giving people some hope. Right? Because there's a lot of us, there's a lot for us to fear, a lot for us to be doubtful for, but you know, prayer solves all. So I love that. Reverend May, you founded a prison ministry. Tell us a little bit about your ministry's focus.
Restoration Prison Ministry is a Christian transitional ministry. I like to just thank the head of the board, my lovely wife, Janice, who is with us this morning.
Good man.
It's so great to be in the Bahamas. Restoration Prison Ministry is a Christian transitional prison ministry. Our primary focus is to be able to, by Christian principles, to be able to connect with those who are being released from the prison system, help them transition back into the community. Our primary concern is to help them transition back into the community. However, we would like for them to transition back through a process, be able to come back into the community, be able to remove the stigma of ex-con, to be able to transition back and become a productive citizen.
I love that. And that's so important. You know, you hear about the recidivism and the rates of people returning to prison, and you hear about whether or not they actually have a true support system. There's family, there's social services, but when you have a church family and you have someone that's praying for you and you can go to, I think that's very powerful, and I commend you on this ministry. I'm going to speak to the head of the board, right?
In addition, one of the new things we're doing is we're preparing boxes that when they get out of prison, they will have a gift card money so that they won't have to go it back because of lack of money, 2 sets of clothing in the box, resources where they can go get a meal, where they can stay. And then on top of that, we stay on top of them. We put somebody with them to be with them, to guide them, lead them, somebody they can call in the middle of the night, you know, and so forth, so that that would keep that rate down. Am I correct? Yeah, that's what we're doing now. And we're doing a project right now called Matthews 25, 43. And basically talking about, when did you see me in prison? What did you do? How did you help me? You know,
Right.
Jesus spoke to that. And so that's what we're trying to do with Restoration Prison Ministry, when they come out, to meet them where they are and to keep them from going back.
I love that. Can you speak a little bit about your youth ministry?
With the youth ministry, I work for the National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated. I'm the chief of staff for the YYA. And it's just an awesome ministry. Awesome ministry, and what we're trying to do is bring our young adults to the forefront of the Baptist community, and to get them involved in taking over. As you know, they are to lead us. Yes. I'm waiting for them to lead me. Take some of it off of me. But mostly, I'm here for the mission side. I work with the All Saints Camp. I've been doing that for over 23 years. I come here because I'm a Christian. And it's what Christ did. He met the needs. He was there for the poor, for the hungry, for the needy. And I enjoy coming here every year, sometime every 2 years, to work at the camp as a missionary. That's my gift. That's what God has put inside of me. It's my joy.
I can feel it.
Yeah, it is. It is my joy to help others. And they're in need. They're in serious need. One of the things that they have little help from the government. And so missionaries come into the camp off and on. I met 2 missionaries that are there now. I met them on yesterday. We went through global ministry, Clinton Minnis Global Ministry. I went back in, and many needs, painting. They're even asking if every church, even half the churches here in NASA, would pick a day where they would feed lunch.
I love it.
This is the first time I've come, and I try to come every year, that they've had meat every day. Not some type of meat, whether it's tuna or whatever, but over the past years, they were only getting meat once a week.
So you can definitely feel the
Yes.
impact of your ministry.
Yes.
Reverend Minnis, I want to hear about the climax you were talking about. Tell us about the event happening tomorrow night.
Yeah, yes, tomorrow. And thank you again. One thing I failed to mention was we were at the Simpson Pen School for Boys yesterday. 10 boys gave their lives to Christ. And what I love about what Apostle Higgins is doing there as a support, they had a demonstration of teaching young men how to set up a sound system. In other words, they are creating the spirit for them to become entrepreneurs, so that the narrative of why they came here is shifted when they leave there. And so that is something powerful. And so I was impressed by that. And tomorrow night, we climax at Chapel on the Hill, Revival Grounds, Tony Williams, Darlin Highway. Pastor Nathan Wells is the pastor. And we, as doers, we are going on Chapel on the Hill to climax Revival on the City with the gathering of persons, bishops, who would do declarations over the nation. Declarations concerning a marriage and family life in the Bahamas, declaration over national security, declaration over the church, declaration over the diplomatic corps, foreign affairs, and our global influence, declaration over the educational system, declaration over the inner city, declarations. In other words,
Cover everybody.
We coming, and we mean we coming.
Yes.
And so Bishop Arnold Josie, Dr. Dave Burrows, the whole slew of persons.
Give us the time and the venue again, and if there's a cost for the event.
Oh, it's free. It's Revival in the city.
There you go, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just need to come. Be asking persons to be very prayerful about this. There's such a cross-sectional mix of persons of different denominations who are coming to do what God has done and so is doing in the country. And so this is only the start.
So Chapel on the Hill, tomorrow night, what time?
6 o'clock to 9 p.m.
6 to 9.
And we want you to be on time.
Be on time.
'Cause guess what? This thing is happening.
The declarations are happening, and everyone's going to be covered. A very powerful event. There's going to be music going on, other special features of the night. And I wish we could talk about this all morning, but unfortunately we have to go. I would like to thank you all for coming on the show. Thank you all for traveling down here, and your ministry is doing such great work internationally and here in the Bahamas. Congratulations on all the work you've been doing leading up to the climax tomorrow and everything that's going to happen past there. Thank you all again for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thanks for having
We
me.
appreciate your time.
Appreciate
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Attention customers, next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete confusion and chaos throughout the entire Bahamas. Water, phone, and internet services will be in short supply. Definite data loss is expected to all local and Family Island businesses.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Be ready with push-to-talk service that keeps you connected with your workforce with a simple push of a button. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island.
Wouldn't it be satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands.
Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today.
Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? It's like a new home, car, your own business, security and retirement.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Welcome back. The Bahamas National Commission for UNESCO will be hosting a phenomenal concert for the International Jazz Day, which is actually tomorrow. Here to talk with us about this are Adrian Aguilar, bassist and 2023 honoree, Giveton Gelin, trumpeter and 2023 honoree, Deidre Bevans, Secretary General for the Bahamas National Commission for UNESCO, and Naomi Taylor-Crawford, Event Organizer and Chair, Culture Committee of the National Commission. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Morning.
Good morning.
So I have actually never heard of International Jazz Day before. Tell us, Deidre, tell us a little bit about this and what is UNESCO's involvement in International Jazz Day?
Well, actually, International Jazz Day, a decision was made at the 2011 General Conference of UNESCO to declare April 30th as International Jazz Day. You know, music is a way of uniting us all. And so UNESCO designated Jazz Day as a way to bring people of all walks of life together to celebrate that day, to celebrate the genre of jazz. It is a day that is organized, it's actually celebrated on the 30th, but we're celebrating it on the 29th this year to celebrate it on a Saturday. It is actually organized by the Director General of UNESCO and Herbie Hancock, who is the cultural ambassador for intercultural dialogue with UNESCO. We have been celebrating it in the Bahamas from 2014.
So Ms. Crawford, I see that you are the organizer of this event. Tell us a little bit about what we can look forward to at International Jazz Day.
Well, we're going to have an explosion of talent on Saturday. What we're doing is this year the theme is passing on the baton. And so what we're highlighting is parents who've passed their musical legacy on to their children. And also we are recognizing mentors, persons who pour their life into helping others with their career, their musical career goals. So Adrian the Aguilar is one of those persons. He's the mentor to Giveton. And then we're going to have the likes of Pat Carey. You know, Pat Carey has also 2 sons in the industry. We're going to have Freddie Munnings Jr., who comes from a long legacy of musicians. We'll have the Bahamas Youth Orchestra, which is directed and headed by Duke Errol Strawn. So we have Teddy Russell, who has a music school, and he will be highlighting some of his students on that day. And so it's all about passing on our, sharing the gift that we have and sharing that with others who are interested.
So you touched briefly on our honorees, and I guess both of you ladies can speak to this. Why are these 2 gentlemen so special? Why are they being celebrated at this International Jazz Day?
Well, I can tell you, I think there's no one on this island that is more dedicated to helping young musicians than Adrian. I came up under Adrian when I wanted to get into the business. It was Adrian that was a mentor to me. And, it's having a mentor is a very serious thing because he's not an easy mentor. He tells you like it is, but you need that. And he's dedicated his whole career into identifying talent and giving them an opportunity to grow and develop.
I love that. So Adrian, tell me a little bit about your experience with jazz. How did you come to love it, and why has it become so important in your life?
Well, firstly, let me say, I thought it was my good looks that got me this acknowledgement, but it's not. Well, I left the Bahamas. I got, I grew up in a musical family. My mom, I'm from the Adams family. Okay, that's a little cliche there, but I am. My grandmother was an Adams, the great Lou Adams, the trumpeter and legend Lou Adams. That's my grand uncle. So I grew up in a house where there was always music playing. I have an older brother. He's really my cousin, but we go as brothers, Barry, who played music since I was a kid, and he was very good, naturally talented, but he worked hard also. C. Ron Adams, another person who mentored me, I grew up in a house with, and he always played the guitar just as a hobby, but there was always music happening in my house. And it was cool as a teenager to play music. I mean, all the girls called the house for my bigger brother, not for me. So I had to learn something, right? Yeah, then in 1980, I left to go to Berklee College of Music. I just spent a short time at Berklee, and then I started traveling with different groups around America. And I stayed in America for about 24 years before returning, when I met Naomi. Well, I knew Naomi before, but when I met Giveton and others.
That is incredible. And so we heard briefly that Giveton was actually mentored by you. So I want to ask, Giveton, what is that experience like? What did your relationship with Adrian as far as music? How did that affect your musical journey?
I think it has a big part to do with my musical journey. The first time I met Adrian was at the Jacaranda House, where Naomi Taylor was also conducting that whole kind of concert series. And I remember the first time I was like, wow, there's jazz in the Bahamas. And after that, I went and met Adrian, and Adrian told me, hey, man, do you know about Barry Harris? And so that's how our conversation started. And that day, he took me out and we went and we listened to some music. And after that, he gave me like a trash bag full of albums. And I just went home and I just started listening. And he, he's someone that always encourages you. And just as Naomi said, like, he really tells you straight up. And that has really impacted me and gave me a lot of information that I was able to then use that information to come to New York City and try to, take the music to the next level. And it's seriously been something that if I didn't meet Adrian at the time that I did, I think that I wouldn't have been as prepared. And sometimes that's what I think is important about mentorship, is having someone that can truly guide you in this kind of industry, especially in jazz, because there's so much, it's so vast, you can kind of get lost in the process.
What does it mean to both of you to be being honored this year? How does that feel?
Go ahead, Giveton.
Yeah, I'll actually, so Mr. Aguilar, he actually kind of touched on it, so I'll actually just put that to you.
Oh, okay. Well, it always feels good to be, appreciated. And so it's, I mean, like, I don't do what I do for recognition. I do what I do just because it's what I do. But, I am more satisfied, should I say, when I meet people like Giveton and Naomi too, because you see, it's reciprocal. If you help someone, you need to feel like you're helping the right someone. And unfortunately here, not everyone's ready to take that extra leap. And jazz is a lot of work. Jazz is an art form of music that we don't have a lot in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. So you either have to really love it, or you just touch and go with it. You visit on occasion. So Naomi's that person who really loves it. Giveton's that person who really loves it. So it feels good to be honored, but it feels better to watch Naomi do her thing, to watch Giveton do his thing. That gives me great joy, because then it's like, yeah, because we spent some time working, and that's where I get my satisfaction.
I love that. So we are completely out of time, but I do want Naomi just briefly remind us where and when.
Hi. Can I take that, please? I just want to mention that the organization of this event is a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Education, which UNESCO comes under, the Ministry of Tourism. And so we get together to organize the event, which is going to be held on tomorrow, the 29th, at Pompey Square. We will start at 3:30 p.m. The Bahamas Masters Music Marching Band will march from Rawson Square into Pompey Square. And then there will be the opening ceremony, where we will have remarks by our Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Gelin Martin, who will also present the honorees with a token of appreciation on our behalf. We'll also have the C.R. Walker Melodic Band that will play. And, we expect to have a good time. It's a free concert, open to the public. from 4 to 8 p.m. And so we encourage everyone to come on down to Pompey Square.
All right, so we have an incredible celebration to look forward to. Thank you all for being on the show, and thank you for the amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Central Bank of the Bahamas is pleased to invite you to attend the 2023 Financial Literacy and Digital Expo with over 30 plus financial industry providers. This year's Expo, Financial Literacy in the Digital Age, will focus on improving financial education, exposing attendees to the immersive digital platform, giving away $50,000 in sand dollars throughout the Expo. Join us April 28th and 29th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Fusion Superplex on Glasson Road. And remember, this event is open to the public and free to all.
Welcome back. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity will be hosting its Honors Day Convocation this weekend under the theme, Don't Be Afraid, be focused, be determined, be hopeful, be empowered. Here to tell us more are Algernon Cargill, Director of Educational Activities, and Joash Boyd, Past Honoree and Master of Ceremonies. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you both for being here dead early. Looking so sharp in your black and gold, right?
Yes.
I appreciate y'all being here. Mr. Cargill, you recently held the MLK King Jr. Global Youth Leadership Conference and College Fair. How did that go?
Well, that was outstanding. We had over 500 students in person, as well as over 600 online.
Wow.
And it was an amazing opportunity for young people not only to be introduced to leadership skills, but also to meet executives of the MLK Foundation and, of course, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And we gave out lots of scholarships, but more importantly, they learned a lot about leadership, learned a lot about themselves, and were able to talk positively about the program. And it's important to note that the MLK Foundation is also committed to returning to the Bahamas next year. Awesome. And this will be the third year that they're here, actually.
That's fantastic. Whenever you have an opportunity to bring young men together, expose them to the opportunities of tertiary education and what's out there in terms of a support network and building their future. So
yeah, that's very important, both with men and women, actually boys and girls.
Yes, okay, awesome.
And to incorporate the Family Islands, we also were virtual. Great. So it's a great undertaking for the Federation. And also we're happy to have the Minister of Education, the Prime Minister, as well as several other leading executives, including Franklin Wilson in attendance. And Sunshine Holdings co-sponsored the event with the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
And we're definitely looking forward to that coming around again next year.
Absolutely, we are.
Tell us, what exactly is the Alpha's Honors Day Convocation and who is being honored and for what?
Well, what we do is we honor the top 2 graduating males from every high school in the Bahamas. And we send the invitations out on January the 9th, actually. And we have 70 young men who are excited to be the cohort class for the 2023 for Honors Day. Awesome. And not only that we honor them, but we celebrate them by awarding scholarships. And this year we have over $4 million in scholarships to award on Sunday to HBCUs and a PWI university. And the students are excited. And they can't wait. They don't know who the valedictorian is. I don't know who the valedictorian is until after the interviews tomorrow. Right. But we're excited, and it's good to celebrate the young men, particularly when so much else is going wrong in the Bahamas.
Yes. And I once again commend Alphas and the work that you do in reaching down to young men and pulling them up and giving them a path forward and a life. And we got one of those young men here who's a past honoree, right? And you're going to be the Master of Ceremony at the Convocation. What impact does this event have on young men?
Well, thank you for having me on the show here. But as you would have mentioned, I was an honoree of the program back in 2012 when I was graduating from St. Anne's High School, and I would have described the experience as a transformative one for several reasons. At the time, it would have given me exposure not only to the great leaders and the great men in Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, but also gave me an opportunity to be amongst other talented and intelligent young men. Secondly, it also piqued my interest in the fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha's mission statement is to develop leaders, promote brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy to the community. So that is where I would have been introduced to the fraternity, and it ultimately culminated with my initiation into the fraternity in the spring of 2023.
There you go. And I mean, I could just feel it radiating off you. Maybe that's the alpha energy, but definitely you could feel the influence of the fraternity, and as you mentioned, the experience, how it would have, I guess, fed into your future. Mr. Cargill, again, what will be happening at the seminar and forum?
Well, let's talk about Sunday. Sunday at 3 o'clock. We broadcast live on Cable Bahamas, as well as our social media pages, that's Facebook, and as well as YouTube. And our speaker will be Dr. Michaella Abdullah, the president of Virginia State University, who's pledged a number of scholarships to the young men.
Fantastic.
And last year, he gave 5 full-ride scholarships to young men to attend Virginia State University.
Awesome.
And so at 3 o'clock live, we go live on Cable Bahamas to celebrate these young men. And on Saturday, we will also be having a leadership conference where we'll have several university presidents to harness the leadership skills of the young men. Joash will be a speaker also on Sunday, as well as several brothers of the fraternity. And we're excited about these events because we get the chance to bring them all in the same forum to learn more about them, and also for them to get to know each other. So Saturday and Sunday will be exciting events and long days for us, but it's great that we can finally not just determine who the valedictorian will be, but we can award these $4 million in scholarships that we've collected for them.
Yeah, a long weekend, but beneficial to the community and very productive for all who are attending. And we celebrate that, and we congratulate you again. Joash, what is the good that Alphas do in the community? We're hearing about the scholarships, we're hearing about these seminars. What about the work that Alphas do in our communities?
Well, as I said, one of the aim of the fraternity is Manly Deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. And something that I would have learned or would have been reinforced when I participated in the Convocation so many years ago is the importance of knowledge and education, and those two things being the key to growth. So with events such as this one, the Honors Convocation on Sunday and the mentorship session on Saturday, we will be looking to just reinforce that principle with the young men, help them to realize that there's so much more out there. There's so much more out there in the world other than just the Bahamas, and education is the greatest avenue to get to that growth and exposure and them ultimately reaching their goals.
Awesome. And you're going to be the MC this weekend. Tell us, what can we look forward to, and is this ceremony going to be live or not, right?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will be. It will be live. They can look forward to a smooth running program, lots of energy, lots of excitement, and as Brother Cargill mentioned, lots of scholarship awards for the young men.
I love it. And we'd like to thank you both for coming on the show this morning, speaking about the convocation that's happening, the seminar that you guys have going on, and just all the great work that the Alphas have been doing and continue to do. And so we congratulate you again on your success and wish you the best of luck this weekend. And for those who don't know that you're getting the scholarships, I'm congratulating you in advance. We all don't know, but somebody's going to get it, and it's going to change your future. And so we congratulate you again, and thank you for all the work you're doing. And thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. 3 p.m. Performing Arts Center at the University of Bahamas. Admission is free.
There you go. 3 p.m. Performing Arts Center. Admission is free. That's all we need to know.
Right.
Thank you again. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Amanda Ferguson with Biggity Candle Company. With $100, we were very pleased to know that we were offered another way for customers to make payments that were digital. We don't like handling cash, the physical cash anymore. It's safer that way. I can tell you that, I won't go back. I'd much rather the transactions being on my phone. It's simple, it's instantaneous, and my customers have actually really loved it too.
Do business better with $100. Learn more at $100.bs.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another fantastic Friday and we are at the mid-show. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Mark Daniel.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, hoping that you're having a fabulous Friday.
Yeah, you know, Friday mornings are key because it's right before the weekend starts. You're ending off your week. You're getting ready for a nice relaxing weekend, hopefully. And so we're so grateful that you join us dead early on these Fridays, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we had a great first half of the show. I enjoyed speaking with the Alphas and talking about their Honors Day Convocation, and also speaking with the folks from the Chapel on the Hill and the revival in the city that's going to be happening. Both powerful events happening this weekend. Make sure you guys check it out.
Yeah, this is an exciting weekend. I got to speak with the folks who are going to be putting on the concert in honor of International Jazz Day tomorrow evening. That's free, so you definitely want to be there. I guess swing by the revival and then swing by the concert, or actually, you know what, church people talk a long time. Swing by the concert and then swing by the revival, and you should be able to get some prayer.
You get your fill, right? Get filled on all sides. And so we got a great second half coming up. We're talking with the Bahamas National Beach Soccer Team about the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Qualifiers coming up this month.
And Biff is here to talk about their upcoming film festival. But now, let's take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Gabrielle. In the morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, high pressure continues to below the islands. However, we do have a surface trough near Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini, and that will support some showers and thunderstorms across that area through tonight. In your marine forecast today, winds from east to south at 15 to 30 knots, the 4 to 6 feet on northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Saturday, those winds south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest and central Bahamas, southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. On Sunday, those winds southerly at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet northwest and central Bahamas, southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet. Bahamas. Your tide. You can expect a low tide at 9:25 this morning. Your next high tide will be at 3:22 this afternoon. Low night at 9:24. Sun rising by 6:35. Your which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. First quarter. Your standard look. We're looking at partly sunny skies into Sunday with some showers and thunderstorms, particularly over the Grand Bahama Abaco area. 1 or 2 passing showers over the other islands. From a boundary of temperatures be in the upper 80s at daytime and in the 70s at nighttime. Front pass through, so expect increasing cloudiness Sunday evening across Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini, moving into New Providence by Monday morning with some scattered showers or thunderstorms. Those temperatures dip into the mid-80s at daytime, the lower 70s at nighttime. That's what's Robin Fowler could weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Gabrielle.
Well, thank you for watching. The Bahamas International Film Festival is coming up on May 3rd through 7th, and you're invited to come out and enjoy over 50 compelling films. Here to tell us more is Leslie Vanderpool, founder and executive director of VIV, Michaella Forbes, filmmaker of Distant, and Kevin Taylor, filmmaker of Last Resort. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Leslie, this year you are featuring 10 Bahamian films and 10 films about the Bahamas.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
In addition to 30 other films
Yes.
from around the world. We have people from France, the Netherlands, Norway, Canada, United States, all coming to celebrate Hollywood and independent films. It's a celebration of cinema in paradise, and it's an honor always to have Bahamian films at the festival because that's what we are all about, educating and encouraging and showcasing films. Here we have Kevin Taylor, and Michaella.
So these are two of our Bahamian filmmakers.
Yes, yes.
Proving that it's possible. Michaella, tell us about your film. What is it about?
Oh my gosh, it's a short film. It's 14 minutes. It's called Distant. It's about a married couple who's struggling in their relationship. They're very detached from each other, very distant. However, the wife is still trying to bring back that spark, but the husband is checked out. And then the unthinkable happens. And I will say, come out to the film festival to find out more.
I like that. That was like a nice little live audio trailer to whet our appetite. Kevin, talk about your film and then the process of getting involved with the film festival.
Well, my first feature is called Last Resort, and it's I shot it in Canada. I live in the Bahamas, but I'm Canadian, so I shot it in my home and native land. And it's about two terminally ill hospice residents that conspire to make their spouses fall in love with each other to lessen the impact of their death. And we shot it during the pandemic at the end of 2021. And yeah, we were able to put it together in a very short time, 14 days during the pandemic, and managed to get it done. And I'm really excited to have the world premiere at BIF on Wednesday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Atlantis Theater. So we want to invite everybody to come over and check it out.
That is an interesting storyline. It sounds like it's going to be a very emotional film.
It's tearjerker, so bring your tissues.
Yeah, and we partnered with the Cancer Society on the film, and you know, I normally don't plug films, but this is one of my favorite films to,
I want you to be happy with somebody.
You're so
to
kind.
all the other films. But I'm really proud of Kevin as to how he has grown, and I think all of his films have shown at our film festival. And so it's really important to come out and celebrate cinema with the filmmakers. You get to ask questions after the films as to how they made the films. It's going to be at Atlantis Theater and also at the Echo Art Gallery at Bahamas. And tickets are very affordable. They start from $15 to $25. So Kevin's film is a special screening, $25, and we're sharing the proceeds to the Cancer Society.
So that actually leads me into my next question. What is the involvement of the Cancer Society in the Bahamas International Film Festival?
We like to partner and raise awareness of other nonprofit organizations. We're a nonprofit entity, so through film, we want to make sure that we partner with other nonprofits to raise their awareness, because films can educate and entertain. So we want to make sure that we continue to create these discussions that impact our social fabric.
So we talked about the process of filmmaking, or we touched on it, but I actually want to dig a little deeper with Michaella. You know, someone might have an idea of what it's like to make a short film. Oh, it's 14 minutes. Oh, it probably took you like 3 days to make it. But talk about what your process was like.
Oh my gosh. Well, it starts with a script. So you have a message you want to get out. So I would say, if you want to do a short film, I would say start putting it on paper. After that, you have to obviously cast, look for a videographer, try to bring it to life. A lot of things go into that, so it's just a lot of moving parts, and you just want to, work with the videographer to make sure you get the shots that you want behind the scenes. So I would just say, if you're not great at directing, have somebody help you directing. So it's just a lot of things to go on, and just to try to bring it, like, don't stop. Try to get to the end, and to a final product. So editing, all those things a couple of times, and then, hey, film festival, enter it.
Yeah, and we have incredible jurors that judge the short films and also feature films. And we have a few Bahamian jurors. One of your guests earlier, Mrs. Bevans. Deidre Bevans is one of the short film jurors she's from UNESCO. And we have jurors from all over the world who are coming to judge these films. And it's really important that people know how film is so accessible. Just yesterday, I came across somebody who went to Sierra Walker, and he said that in 2010, Sierra Walker won the Youth Film Workshop film, and it was his first time at Atlantis. It was his first time on the stage of Atlantis Theater, and now he works at the Atlantis Theater.
Wow.
So the impact is so far-reaching, and we don't know who we touch. So to have these two stellar Bahamian filmmakers who are going to succeed because of their tenacity, their discipline, their passion, and we just want to encourage them.
So Kevin, you mentioned you're in a unique perspective in the Bahamas International Film Festival. You're a Canadian living in the Bahamas. What is your vision, or what are you hopeful in terms of a response from the Bahamian audience when they see your film?
Well, I think a good story is a good story, and Bahamians are exposed to not only at BIF but through what we see at the theaters. It's mostly North American manufactured movies, so we're used to seeing stories from people from different backgrounds, and this has a little Caribbean element. We also have some Bahamian talent in the movie as well. So even though we shot it in Canada, one of the leads is of Jamaican descent, and one of the a person who plays a pivotal role in the movie is actually a Bahamian. So you'll have to come and see that over at the theater. But Bahamian audiences are pretty knowledgeable about film, and a good story is a good story, and that's really what we try to get across.
Speaking of good stories, Leslie, what are some of the other films that you're really excited for people to come out and see?
I am so overwhelmed by just the greatness that we have. Rock and Roll is Not Dead is our opening documentary that is going to play at May 3rd at 8:30. Okay. And then our bookend, we're opening with a documentary, we're closing with a documentary. And what better to close with Sidney Poitier's documentary, Sidney. We partnered with the Gotham Awards, the Gotham Institute, which Sidney Poitier will have a platform. And the daughters, Sidney Poitier and who is Tamia Poitier, the daughter of Sidney, and Pam Poitier will be in attendance presenting the award to the Sidney Poitier honoree, Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman will be at the film festival. Yes, he will be
very
in person.
Exciting.
Everyone wants to know about who we're honoring. Yes. Morgan is also in the film. But it's all about celebrating cinema in paradise and incredible films that you will have people who attend the festival, they are the first to see these films. So before they go into theaters, before they go on the big screen, before they go into the movies, before they go on airplanes, wherever you want to watch them, you see them first at the Bahamas International Film Festival. You can get those tickets at my wish list, which is located at the shops at Kale Beach, or on our website, www.bintlfilmfest.com. And there's all of the educational programs that we're offering at University of Bahamas and Echo Art Gallery at Bahamar. If you want to become an actor, we have actors that are coming to the film festival to train you. If you want to learn you have a story and you want to pitch it, we have industry professionals that are there to guide you. Those panel discussions are on May 3rd at 10:30 at Echo Art Gallery. Okay. They're producing a pitch. And then the screenwriting and directing panel is May 6th at 11 o'clock at Echo Art Gallery. The masterclass in acting are May 6th and May 7th at University of Bahamas. So we're really proud to be partnering with strong partners. Atlantis is our founding partner, Echo Art Gallery, Goldwyn, IRCA. So many incredible people that have come together to acknowledge the Bahamas International Film Festival and how important it is for our social fabric.
Yes.
You know, you spoke earlier about music. We need art in order to make our existence
absolutely
a functioning better way to live.
Well, we know that the Bahamas International Film Festival is really a fixture in the art community, and we are definitely looking forward to this year's festival. Thank you all for being on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Focal represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Focal, fueling growth for people.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Welcome back. The CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championship is happening May 8th to the 14th with play from countries all around the region, including our own John Canoe Boys. And we got one here in studio today. We have Cameron Hanna, a player with the Bahamas Beach men's national soccer team. And we'd like to thank you for joining us. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Morning. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and pleasure to tell you guys about this amazing tournament we're hosting.
Awesome. And, you know, it's early in the morning. I know Coach has morning sessions, so you're probably missing one this morning, and you got to hit the sign later, right?
Oh, well, thankfully, we don't train on Fridays, Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, so awesome. Luckily I can be here today.
Awesome. For those who aren't familiar with CONCACAF, tell us a little bit about the significance of this tournament within the bigger scope of international football.
Yes, so CONCACAF is one of the regions, I guess, qualifying regions for teams for the Caribbean, North America, and I guess Central America. Mm-hmm. We host teams like United States, Mexico, El Salvador. Those are the heavy hitters, you know, vying for this tournament. Also serves as a World Cup qualifier in itself. So the top two teams advance to that tournament, which we'll be looking to kind of progress. You know, we've kind of made it to the quarterfinals a few years, and you know that's where we're at. So we're trying to take it to the next level to qualify for this World Cup.
Yes, definitely an important tournament for the Bahamas and for us in the region. And you know, beach soccer. You know, I don't want Fred Land to get on me, but to get the exact year. But it started, let's say, back in the 90s. We were kicking at Western Esplanade and kicking on Goodman's Bay, barefoot in the sand, stepping on forks and fish bones. And now we have this great stadium that we play in, and we're able to host these tournaments. What does it mean to you as a player to be hosting this tournament on our home sand? And what do you hope the outcome of this tournament is going to be?
Oh, it's an amazing experience as a player. Training with the team, you know, I've played only friendly matches, you know, but being so close to the team, traveling with the team, you get to see things from that level and that perspective, and it's so intense, so demanding. Like on the sidelines, you see Coach. You know, it's amazing. We recently traveled to El Salvador, yes. And you know, I was fortunate. Well, it's an amazing experience, and I think for this on the home soil, we have to represent and show out. You know, this is a marquee tournament of great standard for the showcase beach soccer to the world. And as a nation, you know, we're bringing this historic and monumental event here to the Bahamas. We can put Bahamas on the map, but also beach soccer is on the rise on the world. We can put that on the map. You know, it's up and coming, and you know, we want more involvement, more engagement from fans and also players.
Very well said. You know, most people are familiar with the grass sport 11-a-side, 45 minutes, a half, 90-minute match. And it has a different flow to it. When you're on the sand, the game is much faster. There's a lot more goals. There's bicycle kicks, scissors kicks. You could score from anywhere on the pitch. So it's a much more exciting game. And I think over the years, as Bahamians have come out to support the Bahamas in the various tournaments we've hosted, they've now gotten the bug. There's definitely a vibe at the beach soccer tournament. So encouraging all of our viewers to be out there May 8th to 14th. And we need the Bahamas fans to show up. We need the cowbells. We need the flags. We need the whistles, because it's our home turf that we're defending. Tell me a little bit about the tournament structure and how many teams are participating.
So definitely. So we have about 3 groups that consist of 4 teams each. So it's about 12 teams. So first it'll start off with group stages. So the top 2 teams from each group advance, and then it's the best, the 2 best third place teams from each group, which will make an advancement to a quarterfinals, and then from there, it's a straight knockout. You win, you go forward, you lose, you're out. And so we're trying to win. We're trying to go forward. We play in a good group. Still, it's kind of a tough group.
Do we know who's in our group now?
Yes. So we have heavy hitters Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. So
food.
So we've played Guatemala and Belize in El Salvador, and that was a good litmus test to see where we're at. And now we're ready. We're on the pitch, improving. Coach has a game plan for us, and we are ready for them.
So for those who want to follow the action of the tournament, whether in person or online, and just know what's going on with the team, how can they watch the matches and find out information about this tournament?
So firstly, we have the BFA handles on Instagram and Facebook, and then as well we have the Flow TV Sports, and then we have the CONCACAF apps as well, and also the Beach Soccer Worldwide. You can tune in there. So that's how they can.
But nothing beats being in the stadium in person. So I don't want nobody watching this online. You got to get in the stadium, get some sound between your toes, and cheer on our John Canoe boys. Anything you got to say before we wrap up?
Definitely come out May 8th through May 14th. Bahamas plays Monday through Wednesday, 7:30 every night. That's the marquee games. We want the fans to come out, and it's free. Free admission. You can't beat that. Bahamian like free things. So everybody come out, free. Bring your cowbells, bring your whistles. Pack the stadium. It's going to be electric. It's going to be an amazing event, and we need your support. It's the home crowd. We need to show out, and we need to make this a success.
So Brother Hannah, we'd like to thank you again for coming on the show this morning. Can't hold you up much longer. You got to get out to the pitch and get some training in, right?
Definitely.
But we'd appreciate all the work you and the team are putting on, and congratulations to the coach and the BFA for another successful event. Looking forward to cheering you all on and for us getting one of those 2 spots, World Cup or bus.
We are definitely ready.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Right, thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.
One thing, 2 things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Well, it has been an excellent show today. I feel like there's a lot going on this weekend and in the coming weeks, so you have no excuses to say that you're going to have a boring weekend, because a lot is happening.
Especially for you, enjoy your first anniversary this weekend. Don't work too much. Make sure that you both take time to celebrate and love each other and be ready for many, many more years of marital bliss. Congratulations to you two, and you two enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
And you enjoy your weekend. We'll see you out and about. Thanks for being with us dead early on this fantastic Friday. We'll miss you, but we'll see you Monday.